Day baseball in the city by the bay, and San Francisco is looking for a win at the corner of 3rd and King. And that task falls upon left arm of Andy Suarez. The rookie looks to salvage a game and avoid the sweep. Giants Brewers next.
Beautiful Sunday afternoon here at AT Park as we wrap up this 4-game series. Brewers, Giants, welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, look, the Giants need to win one game in this series, and in order to do that, they got to win today. So who did you hand the ball to? You hand the ball to a rook, Andy Suarez.
Well, Andy Suarez has been very good. For the most part, since he's gotten into the starting rotation, he's given this Giants team a chance to win every time he's towed the rubber. Today, his opponents, the Milwaukee Brewers, they're feeling it right now. They're swinging the bats. They're getting contribution up and down the lineup, and that's what the Giants have to do themselves. They need some heroes in that lineup offensively. They've only scored 7 runs so far in this series. Today would be a great day to break out the offense.
No Bruce Bochy. Bam Bam Mullins at the helm. When we come back, we will have the lineups and the first pitch of this game on this gorgeous Sunday afternoon right after this.
Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Jack in the Box. Try the $5.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club combo with toasted sourdough. New from Jack in the Box. And by California's Great America. It's amazing at California's Great America. With roller coasters and water slides, all for one price.
All right, back here at AT Park, our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The emission-free boardwalk is open daily. 66 degrees. You see the winds and humidity, and it's a scattered cloud afternoon. Here's the Brewers lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Kane, Yelich, and Aguilar. Yelich has had a great series. Then Braun, Moustakas, and Perez. Pena will hit 7th, Arcia 8th, and Guerrera 9th. Sanchez knocks it down, recovers, and they got him. And that's how this game gets started. How about that?
Well, Andy Suarez is thinking, what the heck just happened? I mean, Lorenzo Cain doesn't get all of it still. It's not exactly a soft hit line drive. Just hits the tip of the glove, kicks off towards first base, and Suarez, I mean, he gets to it now. Plenty of time. He gives a low throw, and the best part of this play is right here with Pablo Sandoval staying with it to get the out.
So here's Yelich.
Hey, be ready to go. First pitch of the game, right?
You never quite know how the game is going to get started. Yelich has had a great series. He's hitting .318, and this is slowly hit. Hansen's going to have to make a tough play, and he can't make it. And that's called a magic 1-2.
On the hill today, Andy Suarez. And Suarez, 6 feet tall, 190-pounder. He's 25 years of age. And in 17 starts, he's been very good. 3-6 with a 3.99 ERA. 83 strikeouts against 23 walks. That's outstanding. And just about, not quite a strikeout an inning, but he can get a strikeout when he wants. Well, how does he do it? You're going to see a fastball that can go low to mid-90s with 2 enforcing movement. He will pitch inside, especially to righties. He's got a slider that he calls a cutter, a curveball, and a changeup. He'll throw anything at any time.
Aguilar takes a called strike. Aguilar hitting .283, 25 home runs, 73 runs batted in. Yelich 13 steals, 13 out of 15. And the manager, Bam Bam Mullins. I always would want to play for a guy named Bam Bam. In tight, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Bruce Bochy at the Hall of Fame ceremonies there to support Trevor Hoffman, who was his closer when Boch was in San Diego. Angel Mullins, no stranger to the managerial position on a club.
Foul back.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively behind Andy Suarez today. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Hernandez, Duggar, and McCutchen. Good arms across the board. Crawford, Longoria on the left side, Hansen, Sandoval on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Angel Mullins was the manager for Team Netherlands.
So a soft line drive to Longoria. And that'll bring up Braun. You're very well thought of manager of the Netherlands, by the way. The Netherlands had a very inexperienced team, and I think they got to down to the final 4 teams.
They did.
And we asked Bam Bam if he had a lot to do with that, and he said yes, he did. No, I made that up.
Yeah, he is not a self-promoter.
I made that up.
But he really did. I mean, he kept that group together. He got them to be a group, a unified group early on in the tournament, which is so essential. And when everybody was done, they had nothing but great things to say about this guy. Bruce Bochy will be back tomorrow when the Giants open up their 6-game road trip, first 2 in San Diego.
Here's Braun, who takes a strike. He's had 1 start in this series. That was Friday night against Bumgarner, and he went 1 for 4. Overall, 234, 10 home runs, 38 runs batted in. High fly ball to right. This could be trouble. It is gone, and it's 2-0 Milwaukee. Braun goes right center field as he hits his 11th home run of the year.
And it also gives you an idea how this ballpark's playing today. There is carry to right field, and even for right-handed hitters, you don't see many home runs hit by right-handers to the right side of this ballpark. Now let's take a look at the pitch. A little breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, and Braun, just a textbook perfect swing to put backspin on that pitch. Go with it to the opposite way. That's our pitch catch brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
So a 2-out home run for Braun, and here's Moustakas, who takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Well, this is absolutely perfection. Really getting backside into the swing. Short, compact, powerful.
Sandoval will pick it up, and that'll end the inning. So Suarez is going to give up runs. It's going to be in the first inning. McCutchen, Posey, Crawford coming up. McCutchen, Posey, and Crawford. Longoria is going to be the clitter feeder. Then it's Pablo Sandoval. See what he's done in July. Duggar sixth, and Hanson, Hernandez, and Andy Suarez.
On the hill today for the Milwaukee Brewers will be Junior Guerra, making start number 20. Guerra, no baby. I mean, he's 33 years old, and although he has just a little over 2 years of big league time. Originally signed back in 2006 with the Braves, but he was completely out of baseball in 2007. Then he missed 2009, 2010. He came back. Then he went to Italy. I mean, he's bounced around. He's got a fastball that goes low to mid 90s, a slider and a changeup, a split finger fastball rather. And then he likes that fastball. He can sink and he can cut it. And he comes into today's ball game with a 3.13 ERA in 100 innings. I mean, that's doing the job. So he's traveled literally around the world, and he's learned a few things about pitching.
He's Ryan Vogelsong.
He's Ryan Vogelsong.
Here's McCutchen, and McCutchen takes low. 253, 10 home runs, 43 runs batted in, with Buster Posey and then Brandon Crawford. Jim Wolf behind the dish. Rayburn, Holbrook, Blakeney from first to third.
Hey, we're here.
And a bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Jim Wolf played umpire. I mean, he's a pretty good pitcher's umpire. He looks for strikes, and you'll see some belt high strikes with his zone. He will call the high strike. His corners can breathe a bit.
3-1. You mentioned Bam Bam Eulen's the acting manager today with Bruce Bochy in Cooperstown. Here's the 3-1 to McCutchen. 3-2. I texted him this morning to see if he got there all right. He said yes. Checking into the hotel. Said if the Giants score 10 runs today, I'm staying.
Well, that's the plan.
So there's your bar. Set high. Chop foul. McCutchen goes down at the plate.
That did not feel good. Let's take a look at the defense for the Brewers. We'll give McCutchen a chance to shake off that foul ball. In the Brewers outfield from left to right, it'll be Braun, Kane, and Yelich, best arm in center field. Arcia and Moustakas on the left side of the infield. Perez and Aguilar on the right side. Manny Pena, he'll be in the squad, putting down the sign.
So McCutchen walking it off. The only thing that helps when you do that is time.
That's a back footer. I mean, that's exactly where we saw Bill Miller foul it off his foot. Matt Williams foul it off his foot.
And that's fouled on the right field line.
And when Miller and Matt Williams did, they broke bones in their toes. And it buckled them right away. So we're going to hold our breath on this a little bit. See how he moves out of the box.
On the ground. Moustakas, the best he can do is knock it down. It'll be a base hit.
Well, I mean, he prevents a double here just by knocking it down. A one-hop top spinner, and he gets a high backhander as he's laid out. It's a very difficult play. I don't know if he could have even gotten a throw off with McCutchen's speed.
Here's Buster hitting .282 with 5 home runs, 33 runs batted in. And he takes low. One ball and no strikes.
One thing we've learned about Bruce Bochy, when he gets kicked out of a ball game early and he flips the keys to the bench coach to become the manager while he goes into the dugout, he lets him manage. And it's the same thing today when he is in Cooperstown. There was no text messaging to Hensley Mullins. It's like, handle it, make out the lineup. You're the guy.
Buster 2 for 3 lifetime against Guerra. Perez at second, playing Buster Posey to pull. Yelich towards the line and right. Out of play. Triples Alley is open.
One thing we very seldom see anymore is anybody playing the line in left field against Buster Posey. You know he's a middle of the field guy.
One and two. McCutchen leaning. As he lines it, double play.
Well, that's kind of how it's been going in this series for the Giants.
Here's our BioFreeze moment, powered by BioFreeze. Cool the pain. Cardinals Brewers, September 7th, 2010. Trevor Hoffman, his 600th career save. Hoffman recorded 457 saves with Bruce Bochy as his manager. The highest closer manager save total in Major League history. Mariano Rivera, Eck, and Tony La Russa. There's a strike to Crawford. Two outs. One ball and one strike.
It's Hello Kitty Day today here at the ballpark. They gave out Hello Kitty hats.
That's one of the promotions that a lot of people circle on their calendar.
Well, you're not making that up. I mean, that's a fact. It's a big day. It looks better on some than others.
Yeah. Grandpa should not put it on.
Well, unless he's with the grandchildren.
Yeah, unless he's doing it to entertain. 2 and 2. Crawford out swinging, and that'll end the inning with the help of a line drive double play. After one, it's 2-0 Milwaukee.
Straight Talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
2-0 Milwaukee is Hernan Perez to lead things off. Perez hitting .249. He's got 7 home runs, 25 driven in. He also was in the lineup against Bumgarner on Friday, and he went 1 for 4. Suarez picks up a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. With Pena to follow. 1-2. And then it'll be Arcia, the third hitter here in the second. 2-2 to Perez. Brewers find themselves a half a game back of the Cubs. Cubs and Cardinals are the nationally televised game tonight. The game will be played in St. Louis. High fly ball to right. McCutcheon's got a beat on this one. 1 out. Let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, gentlemen, some good news, some updates on Giants on the men. Hunter Strickland today threw off the mound for the first time. He threw 25 pitches. He threw all of his pitches. Next step for him, while the team's in Arizona, he is going to throw in the Arizona Rookie League and then head to San Jose. And Joe Panik, he's played 3 rehab games. He played all 9 innings yesterday, a scheduled day off today. He will rejoin Sacramento tomorrow. Gentlemen, he is very close. Dwayne?
All right, good news. Here's Manny Pena. Pena, big strong catcher, hitting .215, 6 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Pena was also in the lineup against Bumgarner, and he went 0 for 3 on Friday night. Pretty good pitch. Got him.
First strikeout for Suarez. Meanwhile, out in the Cove, that's right, Cheeseheads, they've invaded just about all of the area around the ballpark.
Into the gap. Can Gorky Hernandez cut it off? It would be important if he did, and it's going to be a double. Garcia swings at the first pitch. So here's Guerra. Atlanta beats the Dodgers today 4-1. Guerra takes a strike. He's 2 for 24. And he takes wide. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, in that Dodger Atlanta game, that was a near no-hitter.
Foul back. 1-2. When Newcomb had the no-hitter, it was Taylor, Chris Taylor, who got the hit. There was a bit of a pitch count issue. There was like, that was like pitch 135 for Newcomb. On the ground to Longoria. And Sandoval digs it out, and that'll end the inning. That was kind of hold your breath time.
Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
Well, MLB.tv is now available at a lower price. For $82.99, you can watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription will include MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch baseball live on your favorite supported devices. Go to MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer.
Yeah, we've used that theory a lot. Wine therapy.
I like wine therapy. That's a great name for a boat. Will Clark likes it. There's the Will Clark brothers.
Here's Longoria. Longoria takes a strike. 1 for 4 in the game yesterday.
And you got me thinking about wine. Good thoughts.
Swinging a foul, 0-2.
Having a celebration tonight. My daughter Tessa, her birthday. And her request for wine at dinner, the Alpha Omega proprietary red. So we'll be sipping that tonight. Can't wait.
Did you buy it?
We did.
Okay. Here's the 0-2, and Longoria out swinging. "28 years ago today, Scott Garrelts had a no-hitty against Cincinnati, and this was the base hit. Well, that was the last out of the game.
Paul O'Neill ruined the no-hit bid with 2 outs, but Scott Garrelts had some unbelievable stuff.
He did. So here's Sandoval hitting .247, 9 home runs, 38 runs batted in. And he fouls it back.
And Garrelts was just a good guy. He was just really easy to root for. We were all pulling hard for him that day.
I think you and I, it was one of the games that you started out doing.
Right. My first year as a broadcaster, I did 14 games, and that was one of them.
I don't remember who I was more impressed with, Garrelts or you.
Yeah. Well, I went a whole 9 innings without cussing. That was pretty good.
Tapper slowly hit. Arcia's got it, and he makes the play. This game is available to stream on NBCSportsBayArea.com and the NBC Sports app for mobile and tablet. Brought to you by your NorCal Honda dealers. 2 outs. Here's Duggar. Duggar bluffs a bunt. .286, 5 runs batted in. Still getting his feet wet in the big leagues.
Well, one thing he's discovered up here is that everybody seems to have a good off-speed pitch, a changeup or a split. And they can throw for not only strikes, but they can locate in or out. Knee high, inside, outside with that pitch.
It's jammed, and Duggar is out 6-3. Kane, Yelich, Aguilar coming up.
Area is brought to you by Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
2-0 Milwaukee as Kane stands in. Saw one pitch and lined it off of Suarez's glove. Suarez recovered and threw him out. A little bit more exciting than how I just described it.
I don't think so.
Center field. Duggar spins around, tracks it, and puts it away.
Well, Friday, August 10th, we'll kick off an historic weekend honoring Barry Bonds. On Friday, with a special event ticket, you'll be able to receive a statuette commemorating Barry's 35 splash hits and the rubber chicken walk counter. I want to get that, I want to get that, I want to get that. And then on Saturday, Barry Bonds number 25 will be retired during a pregame ceremony you're not going to want to miss. It's going to be about an hour long. The ceremony starts at 5 o'clock for a 6:05 game. Go to sfgiants.com for tickets.
Yelich, an infield hit. And he takes a strike, gets 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a nice 1-0 cutter. Perfect location.
Foul down the left field line.
And right now, I mean, you need some perfect location to get out Christian Yelich. He's been that hot. The hottest guy in baseball since July 8th. It's George Meyer, our ball dude on the third base side, making some friends. Oh, babe, George.
Got him. Like that? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. That one will work. Second strikeout for Andy Suarez. Both have been called strike threes.
So here's Aguilar, who hit a soft line drive to Longoria. And he pops it up. This is going to be a tough play for somebody. As a matter of fact, this might be, well, it will not be trouble. Forget McCutcheon is the center fielder. Hansen to lead it off. California Ford dealers on this date in Giants history back in 1951. Game 1 of a doubleheader at Crosley Field. Willie Mays stole the first base of his career. Ended up with 338 stolen bases. And then 57 years ago, Mays at Connie-Mack Stadium walked intentionally load the bases in the top of the first. And Orlando Cepeda responded by hitting his first career grand slam. Giants beat the Phillies 4-3. They did not score after that grand slam. Here's Hansen. Two of our greats that are still living. That's fabulous. Mays and Cepeda.
Our living monuments, as Mario Alioto will call them.
Hansen hitting at 276, 6 home runs, 27 driven in.
Just a really good day to hit.
Bounced. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
You know, Mike Matheny, who was a giant and one of the really great defensive catchers we ever saw, especially for a tall guy. And he used to say you block everything. If you watched him, he would block guys warming up. I mean, he never took a pitch off, ever. But there are times like that last one that you can't blame a catcher if his heart's not in it.
Just hit on the ground to Perez. Well, Buster Posey does not buy into that Matheny theory. Buster's very selective. He blocks it when he has to.
You know, let's watch this one that Manny Pena has to try and block. It's like, Jim Wolf, you're on your own. And it does hit Wolf right in the mask. And Pena, I think he felt a bit guilty as he reached back to see if Wolf was all right.
Here's Gorky Hernandez. And the pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes.
I would seriously marvel at that about Mike Matheny when he'd warm guys up in the bullpen, blocking everything.
2-0. Suarez to follow. Inside corner strike. Two and two. Runs that right in on the hands of Gorky Hernandez.
Well, you can see why Guerra likes that fastball. I mean, he's got a lot of movement with it. He's throwing 2 types of grips with it, so he's changing that movement up a little bit. But when he comes inside, he can run that thing hard in on the hands of right-handed hitters, down around the knees. He gets good sink.
High pop-up. That Aguilar just runs out of room. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Our ball dude down the right field side today, Neil Cohen.
Yeah, get out of the way of that guy.
Yeah, Aguilar, he's 6'4", 300 pounds. Neil, you need to stay clear of that guy. And there's George Meyer. It's a Wilson guy.
So Gorky's getting rid of something.
I never thought putting on an orange elbow protector was a good idea.
And the walk.
It's kind of a target for the pitcher.
Good target.
Well, time for Cricket Smile, brought to you by Cricket Wireless. Last night, a couple fans had really nice catches. One in the 6th inning. Nick Hundley hit the ball up there, and then the next pitch he hit a home run. And here Christian Yelich hit one, and that was it. Time to go.
That brought out the great Jim Barnett story.
Yep. And he is the great Jim Barnett.
Here's Suarez.
Great, I got a little text message from Bob Fitzgerald after the game saying thanks for the shout. And he added to the Jim Barnett story.
I thought maybe Bob would text us and say, by the way, that never happened. Barnett totally made up that story. But you're right, he didn't. He added on to it. Suarez is going to get a chance to see how all of that bunting practice, how it's working out.
Well, I mean, he's getting closer. And again, this has been something that he's been obsessed with. I mean, he knows he's not a good hitter. He knows he's not a good bunter yet. But nobody works more at it than this guy.
Now you look for the take sign.
Yeah. And he'll go through the signs, and then Ron Woodus will hold up one finger. That means take one.
That's a win.
That is a huge win. So, for Andy Suarez, third time he's been on base.
Yeah, now don't get picked off.
That's what she's thinking. Don't get picked off. Andy.
McCutcheon singled off the glove of Moustakas in the first inning. And it's inside, 1-0.
Right away, pounding the knees with sink. So one thing about sinker ballers, I mean, they are predictable. Especially when they get into a jam, they get runners in a forced situation that sets up the double play.
2-0. All right, time for the pitching coach. Red alert.
Well, and here he comes. Derek Johnson getting his first visit today. And he's going to come out here and say, you know what I think you should throw here? How about a sinker?
Jim Wolf is going to have to go out. See Craig Counsell as he watches.
Well, one thing that managers don't have a tolerance for is walks, especially when you walk the 8th and 9th hitter of a lineup. Start looking for roll-aids after about 2 walks and a 2-0 count.
Well, this one should be right down the middle of the plate. Not even close. 3-0.
Easy takes, and all of a sudden, I mean, he's squeezing it. But one thing that a pitching coach will come out there and suggest to a guy, and you've heard it at every level of baseball since Little League, don't aim the ball. Put your eyes on the target and just throw to it. Like that. It's the easiest suggestion when you're watching a pitcher struggle, if you're a pitching coach or a manager or a coach. Get out there and tell the guy to keep his eyes on the target and don't take his eyes off the target after he throws it. Stay on the target.
So Guerra has walked the bases loaded. And here's Buster Posey.
Brewers are going to get some activity going on in their pen. Maybe.
Maybe. Reach for the phone. Let's go.
That's what I thought he was doing.
Here's Buster. Buster lined out to Aguilar. If he hits that same ball now, he can clear the bases. And a strike, and it's 0-1. No overshift, but Aguilar is way off the line at first. ball and 1 strike. That's the one he wants you to swing at. Down the right field line. Foul. 1-2.
Well, another example of a carry that is to the right side of this field. So unaccustomed to seeing.
One and two to Posey. Into left center field. Anybody there? Nobody there. McCutcheon can run. 1 run scores. 2 runs scores. They all score. And the Giants take the lead. A double and 3 RBIs for Buster Posey.
Well, and that's how you make walks haunt a pitcher. Garrett just absolutely set the rally up for free, and here 94-mile-an-hour fastball middle in. You saw the numbers for Posey with runners with the bases loaded. They weren't great, and this will absolutely improve all of that. With a bases clearing double, huge hit for this Giants team, and to do it early in the game is even more important.
So here's Crawford. Crawford breaks his back. He's got a base hit. Posey thought about it, but now he puts on the brakes. So here's Longoria.
Buster Posey initially broke off the bag.
He did.
And then he stops right here. Once that second little step of hesitation hit, no chance, not with 1 out.
Giants need 7 more runs for Bruce Bochy to stay in Cooperstown.
Well, I guarantee he's got a smile as he's checking the box score.
Swinging a fly ball, center field. Buster's gonna tag. Crawford puts on the brakes. It's 4-2. Nice at bat for Longoria.
Yeah, and he was up there looking for something to do it on the first pitch. Garrett having some problems with control. Knew he had to get an early strike. And Longoria there waiting for it. So a big crooked number going up on the board for the Giants. That's got to feel good for that dugout. They've been scuffling for runs. They'd only scored 7 runs in this series in the previous 3 games.
So here's Sandoval. Sandoval takes a strike. Down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Duggar on deck. Little tapper. Garrett picks it up, and he'll tag him out, and that'll end the inning. Giants 4 times. They help with 3 walks. It's 4-2 San Francisco.
is brought to you by Kona Brewing Company. Enjoy a Big Wave Golden Ale or Longboard Lager today.
4-2 Giants as Ryan Braun steps up. Braun hit the home run in the first inning. And the first pitch is wide. 1 ball and no strikes.
I always thought it was a pretty interesting at bat to watch after a rookie gives up a home run, especially to an established star like Braun. What he does the next time he faces him.
Well, so far it's been 2 fastballs.
Well, you know, he wants to strike him out. The one thing you can't do is walk him. I mean, that's a bad look. It's a bad look to your teammates, to your pitching coach, your manager.
On the ground, foul as it kicks out to third base umpire.
So now
Brian Blakeney.
Got a 1-2 count on him, and he's going to try the kill pitch right here. Hey, the whole fam damly's here.
Got him.
So that feels a little better.
Fastball. It was a curveball that Braun hit out.
Yeah, back door. I mean, it was on the outside part of the plate. Here, he just throws 93 right through him. A little tardy.
Moustakas rolled out to Sandoval. And he's going to find a gap with that overshift. And here's Perez, and let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, it is time for our Giants in the Community Spotlight. Is brought to you by PG&E. And Thursday night, the Giants, with their partners, the Jefferson Awards, honored the volunteer efforts of high school sophomore student Lauren Rivera. Lauren attends Carondelet and is a member of the National Charity League, and on weekends, gentlemen, she brings home-cooked meals to families with children at Oakland Children's Hospital. She feeds about 30 people every weekend and has logged 400 volunteer hours in the last 2 years. Hunter Strickland was on hand to congratulate Lauren and her amazing efforts and her huge heart. Great story, guys.
All right, Lauren, great job. Awesome. 0-1 to Perez. 0-2 to Perez. Perez hit a fly ball to McCutcheon in his only other at bat. One and two.
If you miss here, you want to miss down.
Crawford can't get it. And Moustakas will move up.
Yeah, they tried to get that ball in on the hands with the high fastball, and he did for the most part. The reason down is a better option is if it's 1 out, and if you throw the ball below the strike zone or down close to it, the guy hits the ball, you can put the ball on the ground, you might get that double play. When you throw the ball up, this can happen. Doesn't hit it great. That ball is just a little bit up off the label, but Perez is strong enough to throw it out there over the head of Crawford.
Here's Manny Pena. Pena struck out looking in the second. Suarez wants a new baseball.
Yeah, I don't blame him. That's got no outs in it. Get that thing out of here.
I'm looking at Moustakas at second. He needs to be a Brewer because he's built like a beer truck.
He is.
He's in a good spot.
I mean, you see where he gets his power. I mean, his low foundation, and it's a lot of strength in those legs. And he's got legs built for a future boiler.
Yes, he does. Foul back, nothing in 2.
Robin Yount fans, tell you, I'm beginning to believe that the Brewer fans, they travel pretty well. We've seen a lot of Brewers fans here at the ballpark these last 4 days.
Pretty nice pitch, but taken for a ball. 1 and 2.
So is that the deal? If you're born in the state of Wisconsin, you get the cheesehead thing on your 16th birthday?
I got one somewhere. I think it's in the attic. 2 and 2.
My son Bake, his godparents live in Madison, Wisconsin. Both went to the University of Wisconsin. And every year they would send him for a Christmas present something out of cheese. I mean, it was foam cheese, but the cheese head, cheese cowboy hat, cheese tie, cheese brick you could throw at the TV set. I mean, it was hysterical.
I bought Michelle, my wife, a cheese bra. Never wore it.
Yeah, well, I can tell you were disappointed.
No, if you walk through the Milwaukee airport, they make those foam things just about anything. On the ground, foul.
Nice play by George Meyer. That a bit. On you, George.
Yeah, this little guy. He's at the age where he'll throw it. Be careful.
It's great when they're that small. They hold a baseball. It looks like they're holding a grapefruit.
Hit on the ground to Longoria. On the bag to first. Double play. 4-2 Giants. Award, which was handed out to Lauren Rivera on Thursday night. Laura's the one in the Giants jersey, and she goes to Carondelet, so congratulations. The Jefferson Award winner, Lauren Rivera. Here it's 4-2 Giants, and for the Giants they'll have Duggar, Hansen, and Hernandez coming up. Yeah, nice relaxing Sunday afternoon out in the Cove. Our kids used to go out there a lot.
Well, your son Cole Kuiper was the phantom of the Cove.
Yeah, yeah. They used to try to do it every year. Here's Duggar, and he takes a strike. But I think I think maybe your kids went out there last year.
Oh yes, like rite of passage. And it is very cool.
Down the left field line. Foul.
Foul by 2 feet.
I'm going to say 2 inches.
And that's a long walk back to the dugout for any hitter, but I think especially for a rookie. I mean, he's leaving the batter's box and thinks, I've got that in the hit column. And all of a sudden it's gone.
Oh, I thought it was going to hit the chalk. Foul. It stays 0-2.
We've seen this before with Duggar, though, and I mean, he gets back into the at-bat, and what he does is he'll look up at the foul pole. It kind of, that's his focal point. He'll go soft eyes to the top of the foul pole, and it gets him back into the at-bat. He doesn't worry about the things he can't control.
That's foul again.
And I mean, that is such a valuable lesson to learn at a young age when you get to the big leagues for hitters and pitchers. Stay on the pitch. You're about to throw or about to try and hit.
One and two.
Duggar had an at bat early this week where he had a check swing. I believe it was in Seattle, and it wasn't even close to a check swing, and it was against Edwin Diaz, their closer, who has got nasty stuff. You hate to give up a strike against a guy like that, but he refound his focus and he wound up having the big swing of the bat. Giants would win that game.
Out of play.
But the fact that he didn't let his mind get clouded up by a call that went against him in the at bat early.
Well, he's battling Guerra right now. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he got him. Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. You can change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Yeah, looks like a pretty good place to be right now. Oh yeah, faithful dog.
Here's Hansen.
Shark watch.
Hansen with a swing and a miss.
It is Shark Week, so you got to have a dog in the back of your boat looking for him.
Gorkis Hernandez on deck. Hansen pops it up, and that'll be out of play. It's a rare one. Started out in the lower bowl and ended up in the club level.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
It usually goes the other way. One hopper, it's 1 and 2. Hansen out swinging. 2 outs. Here's Gorkis Hernandez. Gorkis had a big at bat in the 3rd. He had a 1-out walk. Then Guerra walked the next guy, then he walked the next guy, and then Buster Posey cleared the bases with a double. 2 outs, nobody on. Oh, and 2. Couple of pretty good pitches.
2 good breaking balls. And right now, Guerra's got something going. I mean, he's having the Giants swinging pitches out of the strike zone.
Check swing foul.
When you can do that to a team, your stuff's good, and it's deceptive. Because they're thinking it's going to be a strike when they're getting after it, and then it's gone.
One and 2. With Andy Suarez on deck. Out of play.
That's right. Give it to your girl. Job well done.
Two and 2. That's 72 pitches now for Guerra here in the 4th inning.
Well, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
I mean, after the 4th, you want to be 60 or less. Giants really made him work in the 3rd inning when he had 29 pitches.
Hit well to center field. Kane back. It is out of here. Number 12 for Gorkis Hernandez. 5-2 Giants.
And one thing about Gorkis Hernandez, I mean, he takes on center field. The majority of his home runs have gone that way. And he does it in a 2-strike, 2-out situation with a pitcher on deck who's not a very good hitter. And look at the mistake, 94 miles an hour on a tee. And Hernandez does not miss it. Backspins it right over the head of Lorenzo Cain. Giants extend their lead.
Anytime you can shake those people up in the garden, that's a good thing.
Yeah. They're out there socializing.
Yeah. Having a salad, maybe
smoothie.
Drinking some kind of a lettuce drink. It's great.
That's right. They got Kel margaritas out there.
Oh, they're unbelievable. Strike to Suarez. 1 and 2. Foul back. What a rip by Suarez.
Contact. Start of this season when Suarez took his first few at bats, loud foul balls were wishful thinking. I mean, he's really has improved his chances. Number 12 for Gorkis.
Down the left field line and a base hit. His 2nd hit of the year.
Now there's a hitter in there fighting to get out. And that'll make you smile. Nice going, kid. All that hard work's paying off.
He has got such a great demeanor.
And he gets a fastball all over the plate. This kind of lazy location where the location was so good at the start of this inning. Now Guerra's making mistakes.
Here's McCutcheon. Guerra's due to hit 2nd in the 5th inning. A bit outside, 1-0. cut you into a healthy rip.
Let's take a look at the stats on Gorkis Hernandez home run. It's StatCast AI powered by AWS. 107 miles an hour up over the wall in center field, 428 feet. That's a bomb. It tells you he's got that's real power to be able to do that.
Two and one. Foul to the backstop. 2 and 2. Three pitches for Guerra. Three and two, and now Suarez will go. The Brewers will start a 4-game series tomorrow night at Dodger Stadium. 4 games. Here it's 3 and 2. Got him. Threw the pitch right underneath his hands. Strikes out the side, but he gives up the home run to Gorkis Hernandez, and when it leaves the park, it's bye-bye baby. 5-2. Giants. 5th inning coming up. July 29th, 2009 against the Pirates. Randy Wynn, a walk-off single in the bottom of the 10th to beat the Pirates 1-0. And oh, by the way, after the game, the Giants traded for Pirates second baseman Freddie Sanchez. He said goodbye to the teammates in the visiting clubhouse. He walked over to the Giants clubhouse. Sanchez did not play in that series against the Giants, but he made his debut 4 days later. And it turned out that trade wasn't so significant in 09, very significant in 2010.
Well, Freddie Sanchez, I mean, he was a great postseason player. And that series he had in Atlanta was, I mean, he had a lot of big hits, and he really did a lot of big hits the whole year. Good Giant.
I want to say, and I shouldn't do this, but I want to say his first World Series game, his first 3 hits were doubles.
I think you're right.
Against the Giants beat that year. The Rangers.
Had to think about that.
Yeah, you know, so many of them. They
Well.
just run together. Trust me, it's not that. It's age.
Well, we both suffer from that.
Every once in a while, though, I'll go back and I'll look at the box scores of those 3 years in postseason. Garcia takes a strike, 3-1. Pretty amazing.
Well, and you know, you forget like pinch hit appearances by guys or guys coming out of the bullpen that had significant contribution. First walk from Suarez. Well, a reminder, Thursday, August 9th is the annual Jerry Garcia Tribute Night here at AT&T Park. Your special event package will include a Jerry Garcia t-shirt commemorating his national anthem performance at Candlestick Park and a ticket to see the Giants take on the Pirates. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Here's Thames. Eric Thames will hit for the pitcher.
It's a dead hit.
Thames likes that first pitch, so heads up. Here he takes a strike. Started yesterday, went 2 for 4. He scored 3 times. On the ground and a base hit. And Garcia, who runs well, will end up at third.
So Eric Thames continues to have a nice series, coming back to his home stomping ground, entertaining his friends and family.
So here's Kane. Kane has hit a line drive that Suarez knocked down and threw him out. And he hit a fly ball to fairly deep center field.
Matt Albers finishing off his warm-up throws. He will pitch at the bottom of the 5th.
See, you can get anything you want.
Cheesehead baseball cap.
Foul. It hits Ed Cedar, the third base coach.
Well, and that's something you cannot rub it if you're a third base coach, because already getting hit, you're going to take a beating from your team. But boy, I tell you, it is a reminder. One of the greatest rules they put into effect was having these guys wear the helmets. I mean, Cedar's out there concentrating, and he's not really paying attention to the hitters. He is the runners, and all of a sudden he's a target.
Foul back, Nethergan 2. Did that hit him in the right spot?
I'm not sure where it got him.
I think it did.
Pretty direct hit.
I think it got him right in the wallet.
He walked over to Garcia and he said, "Do you think anybody saw that?"
Little jam shot, and it's going to be a tough play, and it's made. And coming in to score is Garcia. That had like mini disaster written all over it.
I've seen a lot of those in this series from the Brewers. Just a total jam shot, great pitch. And here it gets a little spinach on it, and it winds up being just a little creative ad lib, because Lorenzo Cain, he's not going to give you a whole lot of time to bobble it. He's coming down that line quickly.
Yelich takes high. Moving down to second was Thames. And Yelich goes around to even the count.
See where Yelich likes to hit it. I mean, he uses the whole field, but he's a gap-to-gap guy. There's a lot of balls back up the middle.
out of play. The Giants know that the Brewers will run. It doesn't always matter if it's a base stealer or not. Thames is a big guy, but you got to keep him close at second.
Yeah, they'll run up 6-0 with a left-hander in the batter's box, and they'll try and steal third. Don't see that very often.
Posey trying to slow that one down. Now Thames goes to third.
Not a whole lot you can do about that if you're Posey. But in one pitch, it turns it into a strikeout situation here with one out and a runner at third.
That's a play of the infield back as Thames is now at third. And Yelich just got a piece.
Yelich started this series at 310, hitting 319. Coming into this at bat, he's been hot. He's a lifetime .290 hitter at the start of this season.
Got him.
And that's the strikeout he's pitching for. Nice job.
Not so much that he gets the strikeout, it's he gets the strikeout to Yelich.
Which is not an easy thing to do. And not only that, that's the second time he's got him today. But here he does it with a runner in third and one out. I mean, that makes it even a little better.
Aguilar has hit a soft line drive to third and a pop-up to McCutcheon. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Change up. He threw 93 right by him. That's a nice two-pitch sequence. You put him to sleep with that first pitch changeup, and then you come right on that inside corner with 93. Now, I mean, you can back foot slider him in the dirt. You can go up a little bit higher with the fastball above the hands. Try and backdoor him. If you're going to backdoor him, you don't want to throw anything in the strike zone. They're setting up inside.
Up to middle, but right there is Hansen, and that'll end the inning. So what Suarez does is important. He limits the damage. Posey to lead things off.
at Giants of Land and Sea, a new exhibit at the California Academy of Sciences.
5-3 Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Matt Albers, the new pitcher now for Milwaukee. 26th time that he has come in. 25 strikeouts against 7 walks and 28 2/3. And he is set to take on the heart of this Giants lineup.
Buster Posey, the big hit in this game, a double with the bases loaded.
Albers was a big part of this bullpen, but he heated up in the shoulder. They put him on the DL. Missed 40 games. Just got back active yesterday. The sinker baller.
Posey 1 for 5 lifetime. Here's the chart for Buster Posey. Tells me that why do you shift?
Yeah, I mean, the way he hits the ball around, good question. To shift or not to shift? Didn't Shakespeare say that?
Yeah. Crawford to follow. Posey taps it foul off his foot. Got to pitch up with the bases loaded.
Yeah, he got a ball up, finds a gap, and they all score, as my partner would say.
See, I heard John say it about 15 years ago, and I've copied it ever since.
It's a good one. I like that.
2-2. Two and two. Foul again, and Buster nails another one off his foot.
Well, I mean, even with a pad on your foot or your shin, let's take a look at this is the first one. So they caught a piece of the pad maybe, and here's the second one. That definitely had some help from the pad, so it's, but it still hurts even if you hit the pad.
It's when you do it the third time when you want to quit.
Have you ever done it 3 times in a game?
Nope.
But you've done it twice.
Well, I'd bunt back to the pitcher before I let it happen again. I'm not sure I've done it twice. Inevitably, I guess if you play long enough, yeah, it will happen. They're going to go in again. And Buster with a base hit.
Thank you, shift.
Why do you shift against him?
All right, time now for our Subaru Presents Down on the Farm, and Peter Borjos with the Giants. 13 games since he's joined the Sacramento Rivercats, hitting .346. 3 doubles, triples, 6 RBIs. He scored 9 times. Now, he's been around. I mean, he's been in the major leagues with the Angels, the Cardinals, the Phillies, the Rays, and the Braves. So keep an eye on Peter Borjos.
Here's Crawford. Crawford singled in the 3rd inning. You see Crawford trying to hit that hole between Aguilar and Perez, but he fouled it to the backstop. No balls and 1 strike with Longoria on deck.
take a look. Just catch a piece of the fingertips, forefinger and the thumb.
Crawford had a thought, and it's a low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Still trying to shake some life into it. I mean, those are important fingers when you're trying to throw somebody out. You got to have a little feel on it. Catchers, you know, they just don't even really acknowledge it.
Yeah, like Buster just did at the plate. And Crawford cannot hold up. 1 and 2.
That's nasty sinkage. Oh yeah, she's got her seatbelt on. Got her Hello Kitty hat. So's my mom. Life is good.
Here's the 1-2 to Crawford, and it's up and in. 2 and 2.
Cheetah.
Two. Hits a left, but right at Braun, who puts it away. And here's Longoria. Longoria with a sacrifice fly.
A Randy Johnson fan.
In the 3rd inning.
He got after that one too in the first pitch of that at bat.
Outside. Longoria has never faced Albers before. And that hits the outside corner. It's end of all to follow. We're in the home half of the 5th inning. Nope, outside, 2 and 1.
Think about Albers. He hadn't missed anything up. If you're a sinker baller, that's the plan.
Hit down the line, right field, but it's going to curl out of play to make the count 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think the Hello Kitty hats are a hit.
Yeah, they are. There's a healthy rip. It stays at 2 and 2. Nope, outside, 3 and 2. So let's say this: Longoria's at bats in this game, or at least the last 2. It looks like he's starting to get into it.
His swings have been good, and his balance has been good. He hasn't had a lot of reach in his swings.
Buster goes, swinging a foul. Another good rip. The Rockies just beat the A's 3-2, so the Rockies sweep the A's in that 3-game series.
That'll make you put your whirly cap on. That's all about good attitude right there.
It is attitude. Buster goes, swinging a foul. We'll do it again.
When you start talking about a hitter saying he doesn't have reach in his swing and he's got good balance, the other thing that goes hand in hand with that is he's swinging at good pitches, staying in the strike zone. And that's the one thing you worry about when a guy misses an extended period of time, like Longoria. I mean, what kind of strike zone is he going to have when he comes back? And he's been pretty good. Staying in the zone.
Three and two. Buster's going to go again. Swinging a foul. Just what the catcher needs, right? Close to August 1st.
Well, after you hit a couple of foul balls off your foot, you know you're going to get about 5 sprints on 3-2 foul balls. Now you understand what Bam Bam Mullins is thinking. I mean, he wants to get that runner to second base, and with a sinker baller out there, I mean, chances of having that ball hit on the ground are pretty good. You want to stay out of that double play.
And the walk.
Nice at bat.
Some walks you earn, and Longoria earned that one. Here's Sandoval. Bullpen activity now for the Brewers. Here's Sandoval. And he doesn't waste any time.
Mr. Posey talking over. Yeah, I got one there. And I got one there.
And by the way, thanks for asking.
Yeah. And Hernan Perez, he's trying to give him some sympathy, but it ain't working.
Somebody asked, because Buster's not one to offer. Backs it up with another. Was it a changeup?
Changeup.
Nothing in two.
Those are the first 2 changeups he's throwing.
The RBI leaders for the Giants since June 1st. One and two.
Another one. Steady dial, a soft. Lots of activity. Jennings, the left-hander, and you see Taylor Williams, the righty, getting going.
Sandoval with a healthy rip and a foul out of play. Hey, the winner.
Did he catch it with his hat? Could have.
He very well could have. So 1 and 2. Things have slowed down here in the 5th. Posey at second. Longoria at first. The pitch. Another pop-up out of play.
Another changeup. Yeah, they can multitask. Can hold nachos, provide a lap, wear a Hello Kitty cat. Oh yeah, moms.
Sandoval swinging at a high fastball as Pena's coming back, and it's out of play.
So he wins the jump ball.
One and two, and a battle now between Albers and Sandoval. By the way, Albers is the one slowing things down. Like I said,
if you're a sinker ball,
2-2.
you have a 1-2 count, and I mean you want an aggressive hitter to swing at something down or something out of the strike zone. The longer you wait, perhaps he's thinking the better chance an antsy hitter will swing at it.
A minute and 10 seconds between two pitches.
It's wrong. It's wrong. Hurt your defense. And that's the pitch you wanted to throw down below the zone. That's a nice take from Pablo Sandoval's perspective.
Yeah, when he saw those first two pitches, changeups, he really had to adjust, and he has. Sandoval with a base hit down the right field line. Posey scores. Longoria being waved in. He's going to score. The Panda to third.
That was a great at bat.
Giants add to their lead. And here comes Counsell.
And that means we're going to see Dan Jennings, the left-hander.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back.
not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
7-3 Giants. They've scored twice here in the 5th. And the new pitcher is Dan Jennings. So Jennings is on the hill.
Take a look at the numbers for Jennings. 51st time that he's come in, and that's a steady body of work. Then you look at the innings, and well, 50 innings. So he's not just a situational lefty. I mean, they give him a whole inning, but they like him here against Duggar, the left-handed hitter. Becomes a strikeout situation with 1 out. Bringing in the infield.
Duggar lets that fastball go by, and it's 0-1. You have to be aggressive here in this spot.
Well, he's just a 2-pitch guy. Jennings going to give you a low 90s fastball and a slider.
You might think that Pablo Sandoval would have maybe what, 8 or 9 triples in his career.
How many?
21.
Last one he hit was 2015 in June with the Red Sox. So I am a bit surprised by that.
1-2 to Duggar. This is a big run. With this Brewers team, you better add on when you have an opportunity. And this is an opportunity. Good block. It's 2-2. But you remember, Pablo Sandoval had a lot of at-bats in this ballpark, and it is called Triples Alley. However, the triple he had here was not in Triples Alley. The 2-2. Pulled foul.
Well, let's take a look at Pablo Sandoval running. He sees that ball right in front of him, so he knows he's got a chance for extra bags. Now he checks over at Ron Wotus, who gives him the green light. Come on over, Panda.
I love when he rounds second and he dips that left shoulder. Out of play. He dips that left shoulder as if he's burrowing his way into third base. It's great.
You know, it is pretty funny when Barry Zito nicknamed Pablo Sandoval the Kung Fu Panda. I mean, it stuck immediately.
It was like a whap. It was like Woody. Duggar with a pop-up. Now, what's Panda going to do? Yelich is going to catch, and we got action. Here's the throw home. Not in time! Panda running the bases like he's 22 years old. And he comes up limping. I think you got to hope it's not a hamstring. Hope it's a strawberry.
It doesn't look like a strawberry. Come on.
So here's Hansen.
A nice at bat from Duggar to get it done, but the Brewers made a defensive mistake. They let Yelich, who does not have a good arm, take the throw. Kane, the center fielder, he's got 10 assists. Despite the accuracy, just wasn't much on it.
A strike to Hansen. That run add to Alber's line.
That's definitely something that the Brewers will talk about as they go forward in the season. Kane's got a very good arm and a very accurate arm. But right now the concern is to that guy, Dave Greshner, right there.
Well, you always hope that it's a cramp, right?
Yeah.
Giants need 2 more runs for Bruce Bochy to stay in Cooperstown.
Well, he said if you score 10, he's staying.
Shot up the middle and a base hit. I'm going to text him right now.
Take a look at the slide that he had. I mean, definitely a slide that could put a strawberry on you, no doubt about that.
There's a strike to Gorkis Hernandez. No balls and 1 strike. Giants with an 8-3 lead. Hansen at first with 2 outs.
I mean, really, there's nothing there that looks unusual other than it is a slide that could put a strawberry on it. It's not really that unusual, but.
Well, if anybody that's played sports, especially baseball, they know what a strawberry is. And it's always quite effective in the middle of the night when it sticks to the sheets.
And the sheets follow you to the bathroom?
Right to the bathroom. The whole bedspread, sheets.
And a pillow.
Down and in. 2 balls and a strike. On the ground to third, where Moustakas has it. And they got him as Aguilar stays on the bag. We're going to take a look at a Panda hitting a triple and then scoring. 8-3 Giants.
Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile, and yesterday a very emotional day for the Giants family as they inducted Ryan Vogelsong, Brian Wilson, and Matt Cain into their Wall of Fame. They were enshrined. A great turnout, and they pulled the drapes off of their plaques And they were all so moved by it. It was so great to see them all back together, and a lot of hugs. And they just kept referring back to the crowd and what it meant to them to play here in San Francisco. And congratulations. 3 very deserving, great Giants.
Hey, we've got round 3 between the Suarez-Braun matchup. A home run in the first, a strikeout in the fourth.
Well, you know what he wants to do? He wants to strike him out every at bat the rest of the game.
Ever. You see Austin Slater now at first. And a drive to Duggar. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, Dylan, we sure hope the fans can join us August 11th for a historic event as the Giants retire jersey number 25 to honor the one and only Barry Bonds. Lots of special and surprise guests will be in attendance here as Bonds becomes just the 12th player in Giants history to receive this honor. Come out early, and I mean early, no joke. Ceremony starts at 5 o'clock. You don't want to miss a beat. Dwayne?
It's Moustakas who takes a strike. Yeah, that'll be a really special event. About an hour. Moustakas had a base hit in the fourth.
Bill, 136 years of Giants history, and Bonds will be the 10th number that's retired.
1-2.
Christy Mathewson didn't have a number. I mean, he's essentially. He's in John McGraw, same deal. I mean, but I mean, it's quite an honor for a franchise with the history of the Giants, and he earned it, as they all do that have their number retired or their microphone retired. Lon Simmons, Russ Hodges, and John Miller, all in the Hall of Fame. And today was Hall of Fame day.
Tapped. It's going to be Buster Posey. He's going to have to hurry. He does, and they got him.
You know, that's a play we really take for granted. I mean, that's a weird play because you're chasing the ball down. It's running away from you. And there's not another play like that in baseball.
Well, plus you got, what, 10 pounds of equipment?
And you got to get out of the squat. It's just not an easy play, and big league catchers make it look easy, and a few style points there with a twirl. Not a bad.
Here's Hernan Perez, who hits a high drive. Left center field. Duggar on the move, and it's gone. And it's 8-4. And that's home run number 8 for Perez.
Came on pitch number 75 for Suarez. And for Suarez, I mean, you've got a 5-run lead here, and you're thinking, all right, I want to be aggressive, but you don't want to be aggressive up. And he wasn't happy with that location, and Perez made him pay.
There's a called strike to Manny Pena. So I'm going to pop up out of play.
Let's take a look at the StatCast on the home run hit by Hernan Perez. I mean, he hit it almost 106 miles per hour. I mean, that's a bolt to that part of the yard.
Tap foul. It's 0-2.
So Sam Dyson taking a lazy walk down to the bullpen. Not a red alert. Pitch count not an issue.
1-2.
Suarez is due to lead things off for the Giants in the bottom of the 6th inning. I mean, they may shut him down after 6. Remember, he's a rookie, and pitch and the innings are a little bit of a concern.
So there's a base hit for Manny Pena. So just about the time you think you're going to close out the Brewers, they're going, nope. Here's Arcia.
$60 strikes, 20 balls, 80 pitches.
Down and in, 1 ball and no strikes. And a tapper foul. It's off the foot of Arcia. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Seen that a lot today around home plate.
Well, sinkers, hard sliders down. I mean, those are the pitches you see guys just abuse their feet with. See if this one hits him. Right on the top of the left foot.
You know, I watched something interesting happen. Buster turned around and saw the trainer come out, and I think he went to the home plate umpire and he said, "This allows me to go to the mound, right?" And I think the umpire said, "Yeah."
For free.
I think so.
You get 6. Giants have 5 left.
So,
And just like you said, Jim Wolf, plate umpire, just waved off the mound visit.
so it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, I mean, I like the fact that Buster checked. I mean, he knew the rule, but he wanted to make sure that, okay, we're good with this, right? I could take that last cookie, right?
Never hurts to double check. Out of play, 2-2. Oh, the girl wasn't exactly sure what was going on, and she turned around, she's got a ball. Ball back again. Two and two. Up the middle, and Suarez spears it, and that'll end the inning. Eight-4 Giants. a look ahead. You see the numbers inside the upcoming Giants and Padres series. They've played 11 times. Giants have won 6 games. The Pirates 5. ERA's close. Blown saves close. Runs close. Batting average goes to the Giants. Home runs goes to the Padres.
Giants-Padres baseball has been really good baseball to watch. Hard-fought games. So that's why it's important. Today's an important game to win for the Giants, to get some momentum as they head back out on the road for 6.
Hunter Pence is going to pinch hit for Suarez. And a call strike. Jennings goes back out there. Down low to even the count at a ball and a strike. Pence rolls it to the backstop. 1-2. So there's Suarez found out. He gets a handshake from the acting manager. He is such a good kid.
Well, he's a good pitcher.
Pence, high fly ball down the line, foul. There's a little bit more to that one. Sorry.
Well, wishful thinking. It's good. We're all rooting hard for this guy. And his first home run of the year, the last road trip in Seattle, and it was a big boy.
And a little jam shot to Aguilar. 1 out. Here's McCutcheon.
What's worse, getting jammed or striking out as a pinch hitter?
Well, depends upon where the ball goes when you get jammed.
Well, that going to the first
Probably
baseman.
striking out. No, I would rather strike out than do that.
Yeah, that's a rough
And
one.
for one reason, I'll still have a bat.
It's true. He lost his bat. Had to run.
Although, when we were playing, if you struck out a lot, it became an issue.
You didn't play.
Yeah. The only guy that struck out a lot that kept playing all the time and even was hitting 300 was Barry's dad, Bobby. I mean, there were others, but he was the prime example. What was his great quote? I'm going to make 300 outs in a season. I'll make them any way I want to.
Let's take a look and see where he hits this ball off. Well, he is wearing himself out. McCutcheon, Posey, they have been whacking their feet, shins, ankles, toes.
1-2. 2-2.
He'll be sitting there watching TV tonight with a foot in an ice bucket.
Yeah, they'll be on the plane in an ice bucket. Yep.
Giants get on a plane and head down to San Diego after the game.
On the ground to short for Arcia. Tim Fish closes at 8. 1 out. 2 out.
Yeah, you had 10 fish on the mind. We go to San Diego, we know what we're going to have for lunch every day. Fish tacos. Or fish and chips. Take your pick.
Buster's 2 for 3. Scored twice. Hit the ball hard 3 times. The pitch. 1 ball and no strikes.
Jennings gives you a lot of herky-jerk motion.
He does.
I always thought herky-jerk guys seemed a little faster than they really were.
And Buster Posey's got another base hit.
And that's how you hit for average at the big league level. Doing that. I mean, that's a bat control at bat. 3-hit day for Posey. And he's hit the ball hard all 4 times. This ball is really not that far away from where Jennings wanted to throw it. And Posey inside outs it. Watch the knob lead through the swing. Head stays down. I mean, that's Posey. That's his swing. And you continue to ask the same question we brought up earlier. Why would you shift on a guy like that?
Doesn't make any sense.
You give him an open right side, that's a layup for him when he's swinging good.
Here's Crawford. Crawford lifts one to left, but it's right at Braun. And that's going to end the inning. We'll head to the 7th. Giants have a new pitcher, 8-4. Giants. Suarez is got a chance for a win in this one as he departs for a pinch hitter in the 6th inning. Braun's got a home run. Guerra got roughed up. His problem was he walked 3 in the 3rd inning, and Posey knocked them all in with a double. Pablo Sandoval's got a triple. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts. There's Sam Dyson, who comes in. You see his numbers are pretty good. And he's going to be facing the left-handed hitting Travis Shaw. So Shaw will hit in the 9th spot to open up the 7th.
Sam Dyson's been in a really nice mechanical groove. And when that happens, I mean, he's got good command of 4 pitches, and he maximizes his velocity in his sink on his signature sinker.
So Shaw to hit. Sitting at 243, hit a home run the other night, which for Shaw was his 19th of the year. Shaw drives another one to right. McCutchen looking up. It's gone. He's done it again. And it's 8-5.
Home run number 20. That's the credibility number. If you've got power, I mean, you put up 20 home runs or more, I mean, you catch the attention of baseball. And he measured out a 93-mile-an-hour sinker, not in a bad place either. He went down and got it.
Here's Kane. Kane is 0 for 3. And he looks at a strike. Yelich to follow, and then Aguilar in the 7th. And another strike. Gets 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch coming up. Brewers have hit 3 home runs. The Giants have hit 1. Rookie Hernandez hit his 12th of the season in the 4th inning. Braun, Hernan Perez in the 6th, and now Shaw here in the 7th.
Pretty good pitch. Take a look at how far this thing missed. Right down below the outside corner at the knees. And a 1-2 count. That's a good pitch right there. That's where you want to miss.
Up the middle. Hansen is going to make the play. With Dyson, if you're an infielder, you better be ready, because you're going to get some work.
No, he doesn't give you much time, does he?
Nope.
He plays it right. He plays it hard.
Here's Yelich. Yelich hit infield hit in the 1st. And then Suarez came back and pitched him really well. He struck him out the last 2 times up. Yelich takes low. Giants do have a day off coming up on the schedule, and it's Wednesday. And Giants will enjoy that day off in Phoenix.
5 days in Phoenix, a day off, and then 4 games against the Diamondbacks. That's a long time in one city. It's going to feel like you're back in spring training.
Yeah, the thing about it is players just don't know enough about Scottsdale in that Phoenix area. They have fun. Weather's a little different now than it is in March.
It's kind of hard to have fun when it's 110.
I know. It's not meant to be fun, right?
Yeah, no.
It is a business trip.
It's true.
2-2.
Although you do get an off day. You know, 110 is like, all right, okay, yeah, I can figure out how to deal with it. Then they introduced the heat index, which cranks it up another 5 notches.
Will not be crawling up Camelback.
No.
Two and 2. Slowly hit. And not in time.
Nothing you can do about that. Yelich just runs too well. So it winds up being a two-hit day for Yelich. I mean, Yelich not a lot of backswing. And that was close. I mean, Longoria, to his credit, made this play close. To no avail.
You're going to get a lot of guys. It's not Yelich. Here's Aguilar. At the knees, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
That's a good pitch to give, because now he's got to go down and cover that low pitch. And what he wants to do is get that low pitch to produce a ground ball that gets him a couple outs and off the mound and back in that dugout. So getting a low pitch called a strike on a first pitch, that sets up that possibility.
Runner goes, and a pop-up. Over is Slater. Slater's got it! And just getting back is Yelich.
That's close. Dyson wants him to look at that one. Posey saying the same thing. Second base umpire Sam Holbrook had to come over, make the call, as DJ Rayburn, the first base umpire, was trailing the play. And they're going to look at it. I mean, this is a great play from Slater. And seeing the opportunity, quick flip. I think they got him.
Well, it depends upon if Dyson was on the bag. Yeah, he's out. This replay review is presented by Xfinity. If you pin Dyson's foot up against the bag, hey, you didn't make it back.
And we wait as they look at all the views available. He's out.
Yep.
See you later. Inning over. What are we waiting for? All right, somebody go get the coffee and the donuts.
I'm thinking about that kale margarita, to be quite honest with you. Got him. And that is going to end the inning. Told you Dyson will pitch for the double play.
Automatic.
Area is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
8-5 Giants. We're in the bottom half of the 7th inning. I have to ask you, how far would you go for a Togo? Brought to you by Togo's Pretzel Rami. And last night, Nick Hundley had a home run off of Jolice Chassin. And that was the first hit, the first run. And it went 377 feet, 103.2 miles per hour. And we all thought that was pretty good. And that's our Togo's Pretzel Rami.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Taylor Williams comes into the ball game. And take a look at what he has done in 40 games. 48 strikeouts in 41 innings. Good stuff. 19 walks, so he will get a wild hair up his nose on occasion. But he's got a good fastball, mid-90s, sometimes a bit higher. Hard slider and a changeup. But basically, you're looking at a guy who likes his fastball. StubHub, check it out. It's got the best selection of 100% MLB verified tickets. Download the StubHub app today and head to AT&T. StubHub, the official partner of the San Francisco Giants.
So the Giants with a 3-run lead. They'll try to add to that as Evan Longoria will lead things off. Longoria with a sacrifice fly, and then he drew a walk in the 5th inning and scored. First pitch swinging, he's got a base hit. So Longoria singles, and that'll bring up Slater. So Slater steps up as Tony Watson heads down to the bullpen. Really nice play by Slater. He bumped into that sidewall and then just realized what was going on, spun around and threw a perfect throw to Dyson. Low to Slater.
Yeah, lean in, take a look, take a step, flip, get the double play. You know, we talk about the super utility player. There's a certain personality that goes with that job.
And a base hit.
The reason Slater is in this game is back in the 5th inning on a tag up. Pablo Sandoval comes in, slides, and then gets up and he's grabbing the back of his leg. Now, we haven't heard if it's a hamstring bite. We're thinking it may be a spasm, maybe a hamstring, maybe a strawberry. We don't know. We haven't heard anything about it yet.
We're hoping it's a strawberry or a cramp. So here's Duggar. Duggar with a sacrifice fly in the 5th. He was the one that hit the ball that Sandoval scored on.
I want to finish that point about the type of personality you have to have as a super utility player, which is what Austin Slater has become. I mean, he can play any position in the infield, any position in the outfield. You've got to be a guy that is low key.
And just getting back is Longoria.
That was close. And you got to have a little kid in you. to want to go and take on the assignment of playing a new position, because a lot of guys are they don't want to do that. But Super U guys, I mean, that's your gig, that's your job. And that's the look that he has when somebody says, hey, you want to play second base today? Yeah,
Sure.
why not? First, never done it before? Yeah, I can do that.
There's a strike to Duggar. 2 balls and 1 strike. Longoria at second. Slater at first. 3-1. Hansen on deck. Duggar takes the walk.
Facing balls has been a big weapon for the Giants today. Milwaukee pitching's given up 5 now. And so far, the previous 4 all scored.
Hansen singled, hitting right-handed in the 5th inning. Overall, he's 1 for 3. Swing, ain't gonna miss. There's that fastball Mike was talking about, and it's 0-1.
That's a good fastball at 97. That's exactly what Hansen was sitting on too. So he got what he was looking for and he missed it. So now you adjust. Were you late? Were you early? Make your correction.
0-2.
And an absolute perfect slider and a quick 0-2 advantage.
Hansen's got to put it in play. Cued, third base side, foul. Back to the same strategy. Put the ball in play. It's 0-2. Look out to the backstop. And wisely putting on the brakes was Longoria.
Backstop is pretty close to home plate here in this ballpark. And with nobody out, I mean, you've got to be absolutely sure. And as soon as the carom came off, Longoria identified it is not time to take a chance. And I really don't know how Hansen got out of the way of that either.
One and 2. Two and 2.
Yeah, I want that piece right there. He needs a little help.
Yeah, he does. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Something you don't see. Somebody getting ignored when they're offering popcorn.
2 and 2. Out of play.
That would not happen in our house. Yeah, Hun. All right.
Full share. 2 and 2. Got him.
That's the one he'll think about when he hits the pillow tonight. Fastball right on the inside corner. So a big strikeout for Taylor Williams. And he threw a fastball by a good fastball hitter.
Gorky Hernandez 1 for 2. One ball and no strikes. Seventh inning. Brewers have used 4 pitchers. The Giants have used 2. That will be the 3rd. Tony Watson. And they're going to say Gorky's went around. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Taylor Williams is in no hurry.
No, he was really slow too.
Generous strike. So a second slider in a row. This he kind of stretches out the zone. Yep, that's, I don't think so. Look. So the rules have been set. Now you got to get out and cover it.
Slowly hit. And Stockus is going to come home. And they get the force play at home. So the bases stay loaded. And it'll be Darno.
You know, I'm looking at it on deck right now, and it's Nick Hundley. It's not Andrew McCutcheon. And that's a concern. Remember, he's been hitting balls off his feet all day.
So here's Darno. And he gets a breaking ball in for a strike. Way outside and low. Nice play by Pena. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Pena's had an interesting inning behind home plate. Williams has been all over the place.
Hard to hit, hard to catch.
Yep. hard to catch, hard to hit. I mean, when you say that, it's true. He may have tweaked himself.
One ball and one strike. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
Slider has been his really go-to pitch, and he's made some beautiful pitches with it on the outside corner. I mean, he's pitching effectively wild now. He'll have one where he misses not even close, and then he'll come back and absolutely paint you, and that's what that was. You can't throw a better breaking ball.
On the ground towards the hole. And Garcia will go the short way to end the inning. It remains 8-5 Giants. Fan. So a number of changes for the Giants. It's 8-5 San Francisco. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts. It's Tony Watson who comes in.
See his body of work, 3 and 4 with a 2.17 ERA. Strikeout an inning. League hitting 226 against him, and I mean, he's getting righties out just like he's better than lefties, and I think that tells you a lot about the guy.
Here's Ryan Braun. Braun takes outside for a ball. So Hernandez moves from left to right. Slater goes to left. Arnaud is at first. Strike to Braun. 5 for 15. Braun against Watson with a home run. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike. So I'm going to drive into Triples Alley. Hernandez on the move, and he's going to track it down. Ron can't believe it. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, it is time for our Ask Amy G segment. Today's authentic fan question comes from yeah, it's that easy. Her Twitter handle at Olanda. She wants to know from the guys, when you were a kid, which team did you want to play for and why? Okay, I got you a couple of answers. Hunter Pence said that he didn't have a team that he wanted to play for. He liked to follow certain players. He loved Kenny Lofton, Jim Thome, now Hall of Famer Jim Thome, Darren Erdstad, and he really loved Barry Bonds. He had Barry's poster on his wall. Chase Darno, however, well, he wanted to be a Cleveland Indian. Obviously because Dwayne Kuiper was an Indian, but because he also loved the movie Major League. I mean, who didn't love Ricky Wilding Vaughn? Come on, Dwayne.
Yeah, good point. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good one. Made me laugh.
Major League 2, 3, and 4, and 5, however, after that got a little tired.
Yeah, they got a little tired.
I mean, I think Bob Uecker should have won an Academy Award.
Well, he played a broadcaster in the movie, and Bob Uecker can. I mean, he's a funny guy.
There's a foul back.
One of our all-time favorites.
He figured he probably had a lot of fun doing that movie. He got to broadcast games while he was drinking. It was great.
Just a bit outside. There's so many great lines that he had in that movie that we use all the time.
In tight, 2-2. The funny part of that movie was they filmed the movie in Milwaukee at County Stadium. There's a foul back. I guess they had some union issues in Cleveland, and they did not film it at Municipal Stadium. And it's just a little bit odd if you had chance, if you played in both of those parks, to see that home park was in Milwaukee. The clubhouses were exactly the same in Milwaukee. But nevertheless, very good. Foul back.
Don't throw that one again. He got away with a hang and break a ball, and Moustakas was on it. Take a look at the hanger. I think hanging sliders go farther than fastballs.
Down the line, Gorkis Hernandez. 2 outs.
Sweet spot.
I was a little worried down that line because 309 comes at you fast.
All right, let's check out sweet spot Hernandez, and where's he put it? Poof. Every time.
Perez homered in the 6th. And a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
One thing you never do in a clubhouse, even with your teammates, even with your best friends, you never pick up his glove and put your hand in their glove. You just don't do it. And for some guys, I mean, it leads to a fight. And the sweet spot of a glove is a very personal thing. It takes guys years to break their glove in, right? Some guys can break it in 3 days, like Matt Williams. He'd go through 6 gloves a year. I'm not making that up.
Watson strikes out Perez, and that'll end the inning. 8-5 Giants.
Good inning.
on NBC Sports Bay Area and NBCSportsBayArea.com. It's also available to listen to live as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. 8-5 Giants here in the bottom of the 8th inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Corbin Burns, the new pitcher now for these Brewers. Take a look at what he has done in 5 games. He's been good. 10 strikeouts in 7 2/3. He's allowed just 5 base runners. It's a hard thrower. You're going to see a fastball that goes mid to high 90s. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup, so he can give you 4 looks. And Ty Block going to take an at bat.
And he takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. Buster Posey. And then Brandon Crawford. Swing and a miss, or swing and a foul, I beg your pardon. 1 ball and 1 strike. 21 hits in the game. They've been scattered. Giants have had 2 big innings, the 3rd and the 5th. Swing and a foul, 1 and 2.
Ty Block being asked to come in and pinch hit. Giants started this game with 4 extra men on the bench, and when they lost 2 to injuries with McCutcheon and Sandoval having to leave, kind of put him into a little bit of a problem. So Block goes down to strikes.
Here's Buster Posey, 3 for 4. I think these 2 are twins.
Well, if not, they're good buddies. Oh yeah, they came for the Hello Kitty hats.
First pitch strike to Buster Posey, looking for his 4th hit of the afternoon. But there's a little adrenaline going in Mr. Will Smith down the left field line.
Well, you're right. I mean, he was a Brewer.
Posey, 4th hit. This was the biggest hit for Posey with the bases loaded.
Fastball middle in right at the belt. And Junior Guerra, who had walked 3 to set up that at bat from Posey, watched them all come across and score. And that really was a wake-up call for this Giants offense. It got them going.
So 1-out single. Here's Crawford. Crawford's 1 for 4. And Crawford takes low. Tomorrow night, Derek Holland against Eric Lauer in San Diego. Derek Rodriguez on Tuesday against Clayton Richard. So the Giants, look, that's the way it is in the National League West. You're going to face a lot of left-handers, and they're going to face 2 in the San Diego series. Probably see Patrick Corbin in Arizona. Probably see Robbie Ray in Arizona. Stack them up. The lefties are coming.
Stack them up.
The Brewers will have Freddie Peralta against Kenta Maeda at Dodger Stadium. Crawford takes a strike. And then the Brewers will see 2 lefties on Wednesday and Thursday. Rich Hill against Clayton Kershaw. Stack them up.
Stack them up.
2 balls and a strike. Crawford with a high pop-up foul. And it's 2-2.
Well, the Giants should get a little healthy here.
Nice to have Belt back soon. Panic.
Hunter Strickland.
And a base hit, I think, for Crawford. Yes, it is, in the left center field. Kane started to get over there, and I thought, no, he might catch that, but he doesn't. And here's Longoria. When Crawford was red hot in May and June, that's what his swing looked like.
Well, and he's using the left side of the field. I mean, when you start stroking it that way, it gets you in position to pull the trigger on off-speed stuff to the pull side. And that's when good things start happening.
Here's Longoria. And Longoria takes a strike. The Giants will leave after the game. When they come back on the 6th of August, they'll have Houston for 2, a day off, and then the Pirates for 4. And then a long trip. The pitch. Longoria takes low. That long trip I'm talking about is LA, Cincinnati, and New York. Season has been breezing by pretty fast.
He really has.
1-2 and a healthy rip. It's been a nice game for Longoria. His sacrifice fly, he scored on a walk, and then he singled in the 7th.
Yeah, he's happy. Got his body back. Missed 35 games. He gets to play baseball again.
In tight, 2-2.
Ray Black heading back down to the bullpen. Ty Block gets the pinch hit, then he gets the pigtail. Protect the catcher.
Gets to protect. Got him.
Good breaking ball.
Here's Slater.
Take a look. Hard snap. Had Longoria out front. I think that looked like a fastball for a long time in the eye of Evan Longoria. Plus, remember, he's facing Burns for the first time. Advantage Burns.
Slater grounded a ball into right field for a base hit. He did that in the 7th inning. Here he takes a strike. All right, 0-2. Austin, you're going to have to swing.
It's all right. I'll give you 2. Now you knuckle down, buckle down.
Down low.
I mean, one thing the Giants have done today is they've created opportunity. I mean, they only had one inning where they went out 1-2-3, and that was back in the 2nd inning. But they've set the table. They've got runners in scoring position in 5 innings.
The 1-2 to Slater. And he got him with a fastball at 96 to end the inning. 9th inning coming up. 8-5 Giants.
tomorrow at 7 p.m. Hour-long pregame live starting at 6 p.m. right here on NBC Sports Bay Area. Also streaming live on the NBC Sports app, so don't miss anything about the Giants this season. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the NBCSportsBayArea.com website. 8-5 Giants. And here is Will Smith coming in for the 33rd time. And he's got 4 saves on the year. And as Kite mentioned earlier, this is a big moment for him, playing against his old team and doing it in the closer role, which is a significant thing. He did not close for the Brewers.
Here's Manny Pena. And the first pitch, breaking ball, misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Pena singled in the 6th. And he drives this one to right, and it's going to fall in for a hit. And here's Arcia. Arcia, a double, a walk, and a ground ball back to the pitcher.
Well, in the mind of Will Smith, Manny Pena doesn't exist. Concentration should be to the guy in the box.
Strike.
But, you know, for a guy who came up with the Brewers and established himself at the big league level with Milwaukee. He came up with Kansas City, I beg your pardon. But he played with the Brewers in 2014 and 15 and parts of 16. When you face a former team and you're in the closer role, it's a different deal.
Longoria's got it. 1 out. Don't know if that would have been a fair ball. But we do know that it's an out.
Well, just a little crossover, couple of steps, and spears it. You're right. I don't know if it would have been fair. But right now, that's a big out for Will Smith. That'll calm him down.
Here's Saladino. Saladino hitting at 262, and here he takes a strike. Kane to follow. And another strike. 0-2. Bumgarner snuggling up to the manager. Oh, 2. 0-3.
0-2 leverage. You go down below the zone. Hope you get a guy fishing. Saladino can't hold up. So what's cool about getting your first big league save against a team you used to play with? Well, doing it with a strikeout that ends the ball game. And he'll have that opportunity.
Well, he's got more than one.
Well, not against the Brewers.
Right. Runner goes, and Posey's going to have a word.
And I think this word is right here. First sign after 2. Just go make sure you got the signs right.
Smith gets ready. High fly ball to left. It's going to be Duggar, and that's the ball game. So the Giants win the final game of this series. And we're not talking must wins, but this is a pretty doggone big win.
Yeah, this absolutely is a big win. And they got their offense going. I mean, it was all set up by 3 walks back in the 3rd inning, but they set the table at that every inning, and that's something that they have to do. So the offense wakes up, they get a win, they salvage one victory in this 4-game series, but now they have that momentum that is so important this time of year as they head into San Diego tomorrow.
And Buster Posey had 4 hits. Final score, Giants 8, Brewers 5. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Giants postgame live presented by Toyota starts right now.